Okay, what's up, YouTubers? So, I've got a little something different today. Today I'm gonna actually make I guess a map tactics video here. So, I'm in a T-34 in Kursk, and so this is the biggest map in the game. And that creates unique problems for the Soviet side, namely that at the ranges in this map, the Soviet guns can have a really hard time penetrating German armor. And so I've seen a lot of Soviet teams make the mistake of hanging back, taking cover behind the entrenchments, and trying to out-snipe the Germans. And basically, from my experience, 9 times out of 10, that's not going to work. I mean, all the videos I've posted so far, I think I've posted probably, 3, 4 maybe, videos on Kursk, show me sniping from long range and killing targets at long range. And that's the advantage that the Germans have on this map. Their guns have sufficient penetration to kill things at well over a kilometer away, whereas the Soviet guns, unless you're in something like a tank destroyer, up to tier 3, up to rank 3, the Soviet guns are not going to be able to kill things reliably at over 1 kilometer. And so it is really important, I think, for the Soviets, especially the T-34s, to use their maneuverability and their mobility in order to get into flanking position. And so that's exactly what I've done here. And so what you can see is I've come down to 2 line to try to outflank the left of the enemy position. Okay, so I'm in a pretty good position at this point. I'm using the folds in the land in order to hide as much of my tank as I can. And so, in this particular game, the enemy team, the German team, made the mistake of not putting anybody in the H3, H4 area. And so, I'm just faced with a whole bunch of AIs. And these are AI tanks and AI anti-tank guns. And so they're shooting at me, and they're landing some shots. However, there are no players here. And so unless I make a silly mistake and expose my tank and get taken out by a lucky shot from one of the AIs, I mean, I can just take my time here and whittle all these AIs down one by one. Now at this point I've actually spotted the enemy players, so there are a couple of them up in G4. Okay. And they themselves are being outflanked by my friendly team here. So my friendlies are closing in F4. And so the friendlies in F4 are also essentially outflanking the German defenders who are in G4. And so my thought process here is I want to take out all the AIs in my immediate vicinity. And then once I do that, I can start to put flanking fire into G4 and force the enemy to turn their vehicles to face either the friendlies in F4 or to face me. And either way, it should give flanking shots to somebody on my team. Okay, so as you can see, there's still a number of AIs and they're shooting at me. not too worried at this point, though, because the AIs aren't very good shots. And it is very, very rare for an AI tank to actually take out a player tank. What I've seen more often is AI anti-tank guns take out friendly players. Okay. Yeah, so at this point I can see an enemy medium in G5, and so friendlies here in G6. So this friendly in G6, he's moving to outflank the guy in G5, and so basically our team has executed what amounts to a double envelopment. And that's exactly what you want to go for tactics-wise as the Soviets. Because what I can tell you for sure is that using this 57mm gun on my T-34, if I were more than a kilometer out, I would not be able to kill these AIs with any sort of reliability. I mean, I can hit them over and over and over again, and it wouldn't matter, because the projectiles that I'm firing at that range simply would not have the penetration to kill even a Panzer IV-H. Okay. So at this point, we've got the game pretty well in hand. It's just a matter of farming the AIs and cleaning things up. And so, yeah, I'm taking some return fire from these AIs. I don't want to be too cavalier here.
Roger that. Confirming fire.
Because if I were to die, it's a long, long drive to get back to here. And so, I want to be careful. I want to take out these AIs sooner rather than later. At this point, I think the enemy is down to one medium tank. And so, our team has played a good game. Now, another thing I want to point out about this map is that, so we've got a couple of friendlies over in the east side of this map farming AI units. So in the AI artillery farm, basically. And yeah, the XP and the cash that you can earn for killing the AI units has really been nerfed, and so it's really kind of frustrating sometimes to see like 40% of a team, or half of a team, 2 out of 5 players or 2 out of 4 players actually go off and farm the enemy vehicles when they aren't even worth that much anymore. Meanwhile, there are plenty of enemy players to kill. So anyway, yeah. So yeah, this was a video just on Soviet tactics on Kursk, tactics that I found to be successful. So I hope this has been useful, and I'll see you on the next one.